Hello, I'm Pam Spohr. I'm a trustee here at Behringer-Crawford Museum. One of my most enjoyable holiday activities through the years has been to watch the faces of little children dressed in their holiday finery or sometimes their pajamas as they listen to stories being read here at the museum in our afternoon story time. Unfortunately, we cannot host the readings at the museum this year. So instead, we're bringing the story to your home tonight. Our reader is Martha Lange, who, with her husband John, is a longtime supporter and volunteer at the museum. John is a former BCM trustee, our facilities manager, a member of our Capital Improvements Committee, and an integral part of the dedicated team which builds and maintains our extensive train collection, including the popular holiday toy trains. John is essential. These trains are complicated. There's so much involved. Martha is a former Red Cross health educator whose talented decorating touch can be seen throughout the museum in the beautiful holiday decor. She will be reading A Rabbit Hash Christmas, written by Caitlyn Claire of Covington, which tells the tale of an injured bird from Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, named Question Mark, who finds his way into a Christmas tree where he learns about the magic of Christmas. In order for the museum to continue presenting virtual events like this, as well as our many live activities and fascinating exhibits that can be seen here at the museum, we need your help. Please support Behringer-Crawford Museum. Go to our website to find out how. We thank you for considering this option. And now, gather your family and get ready for a good story.
A Rabbit Hash Christmas by Caitlyn Claire. It was Christmas time in Rabbit Hash, Kentucky. Everyone was hustling about the local shops, searching for the right gifts for their loved ones. The town was decorated with Christmas lights, brightening the local stores and home. Just outside the town lived a family of four named the Riches. They lived in a log home that was set far back off the road. It was a cozy little place where the children felt safe. It was December 15th, and the family decided to search for a perfect tree to adorn their home. They went far back into their woods and found a beautiful triangular pine tree that would be perfect. Their father cut it down with his saw, and the mother and kids helped him drag it back to home. What the family did not know was there was a small bird inside his nest living in that tree. He couldn't fly south with the others because he had broken his wing. He kept very quiet and hidden while his home was being dragged by the family. He was very scared and was holding on to the branches for dear life. Little did he know the next few weeks would change his life forever. The family arrived home with the tree, shook it out, which the bird did not like very much, and he managed to hang on. The tree was then taken inside and soon after decorated. The bird heard music, something he had not heard before. He wondered where he was and what the family was doing. He saw the family hanging ornaments and wondered what they were. He was still scared, but was feeling a bit more comfortable. Later that night, everything got dark and the family went to bed. The bird felt scared and very lonely. He couldn't fly away because of his wing. He felt trapped and all alone. Tap, 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 the bird heard. "What's that noise?" he said. Tap, tap. He looked around and saw one of the ornaments banging a drum. Of course, he didn't know what a drum or an ornament was. The bird became very confused. "Squeak, squeak," the bird heard. "Now what's that?" he thought. He looked over to where the noise was coming from and saw an ornament of two people on a bicycle. Before he knew it, the bird heard all kinds of noises. All of the ornaments had awakened and come alive. They were talking and laughing and having a good time. The bird didn't know what to do, so he just laid in his nest very quietly. Then he heard, "Hey, you in the nest, what's your name?" The bird looked up and around to see who it was. he saw a beautiful white dove staring right at him. "What's your name?" the dove repeated. "Me?" said the bird. "Yes," said the dove. "I don't think I have a name," said the bird. "Really? Well, I'm Snowflake. We need to give you a name. Let's go see Tilly." "Who's Tilly?" said the bird. "Why, she is in charge of all us ornaments. She is an angel who sits at the top of the tree and makes sure none of us ornaments get into any mischief." "Wow, what is an ornament?" said the bird. "We decorate the Christmas tree at Christmas time," said Snowflake. "Christmas?" said the bird. "Yes, Christmas is a magical time of the year for humans. It's when Jesus Christ, the Lord, was born for salvation of all men. Families get together and exchange gifts. Everyone is happy and joyful, and Christmas time becomes very magical. The magic is what brings us ornaments to life when humans are asleep. See that little barn over there where the baby's lying in the hay? That is baby Jesus," said Snowflake. "Oh, wow," said the birds. "It sounds like a wonderful time." "It is," said Snowflake. The two birds climbed up to see Tilly. "Miss Tilly?" "Yes, Snowflake," replied Tilly. "This bird has been living in this tree for quite a while. He has no name, and I was wondering if he could stay here with us. If we could give him a name," said Snowflake. "I suppose so. But, little bird, the magic of Christmas is very special. We don't want the secret of the magic to spread. If you stay, you mustn't tell a soul," said Tilly. "Oh, I won't, ma'am. All my bird friends deserted me when I hurt my wing. I promise I won't tell anybody." "Good boy, you seem very nice." "You may stay, and we need to figure out how to feed you to keep you alive because ornaments don't have to eat. Snowflake, take him down the tree and introduce him to all the ornaments," said Tilly. "Yes, ma'am, thank you," said the bird. "Wait, will you give me a name first?" "Oh, yes, I forgot," she said. "I think we will call you ? Because you're so inquisitive." "Okay, Snowflake, now take him on down." Snowflake and ? Both thanked Tilly and climbed down the tree. The first ornaments they met were two bears. "Mark, this is Ziggy and Dizzy. They are the mischievous bears of the tree. They're always playing jokes on us," said Snowflakes. "Ziggy and Dizzy, Tilly, ? They all stayed in our tree with us, and we need to figure out how to get him food, and that's where you boys come in." "Don't worry at all," said Ziggy. "We know where all the leftover Halloween candy is." "Oh, no," said Snowflake. "Birds eat seeds and bread and berries and sorts of things." "That sounds gross," said Dizzy. "How about honey?" "No," Snowflake said. "Birds don't like honey." "Okay, we'll scout things out," they said as they jumped off their hooks and down to the floor. Snowflake continued taking Mark around to meet the rest of the ornaments. They met Santa and his reindeers and hundreds of others. ? Was amazed that all things could communicate with each other and with him. Christmas truly is magical, he thought. After Dizzy and Ziggy returned, it was morning and all the ornaments jumped onto their hooks and stayed quiet. The next night was the night they would get the food for Mark. That night, Dizzy and Ziggy climbed down the tree and jumped up on the counter. They had seen a batch of blueberry muffins made by the mother of the family. The two bears reached in each muffin and pulled out all the blueberries, which they stuffed in their pockets of their corduroy overalls. Snowflake saw them do this and flew over to get them. "Hey, stop taking the berries from the muffins. The humans will notice, so put them back and find something else." Then Snowflake flew back to the tree to introduce more ornaments to ? "Oh, man," replied Dizzy. "Now what are we going to do?" "I have an idea," said Ziggy, still on the counter. "Let's keep the berries and stuff the muffins with M&Ms from Halloween candy. No one will know the difference." Dizzy went and grabbed the M&Ms without letting anyone see him. Then they began stuffing the muffins. "It looks just like new," said Dizzy. "Yep, just might taste a little different, that's all, Ziggy." Ziggy had seen the mother put blackberries in the refrigerator for her blackberry pie, so he jumped into the refrigerator. It was opened by the lasso of the cowboy and his horse. Cowboy Bob was another ornament and was a good friend of the two bears. Ziggy jumped into the refrigerator, started throwing down blackberries as fast as he could, while Cowboy Bob kept the door held open. "Okay, I'm coming down," said Ziggy. He jumped down and Cowboy Bob let the door shut by itself. After the job was finished, the three ornaments went in search of birdseed that the mother kept for the cat food. "How do we open this?" said Dizzy. "I don't know," said Ziggy. "All I can think of is to rip it." So Dizzy and Ziggy jumped onto the bag, dug their claws in, and rolled down. They left huge marks on the bag, and then they felt a rumble and the seeds came pouring out. The train came by and picked up as much bird seed as it could hold. The bears and Cowboy Bob jumped onto the train and headed back to the tree. "Hey, there's that weird cat that can fall asleep on anything," said Ziggy. "Oh, great," said Dizzy. "He's lying right in the middle of our path. What should we do? The train can't run around him or over him." "Hey, we could get Santa and his reindeers to come and lift us over the cat," said Ziggy. "Yeah, I'll go get him," said Dizzy. While Dizzy was gone, Ziggy and Bob went back to the kitchen where the seed was spilled. Ziggy ripped more plastic from the bag and stuck it on the train. Then they went to where the cat was sleeping, and Ziggy quietly put the plastic under the claws of the cat so it looked like he had ripped the bag. "There," said Ziggy. "Now the family won't get suspicious." When Dizzy and Santa and his reindeers returned, everyone hooked Santa's sleigh to the train. Then Santa climbed in and told the reindeers to go. The bears and Bob climbed into the train, and the reindeer lifted the train over the cat, made it safely back to the Christmas tree. The bears decided there would now be enough food to last the bird until it was time for the tree to come down. They decided Mark could get fresh water from the tree stand. The train was put back under the tree, and all the ornaments helped load the food into Mark's nest and stuff the rest into ball ornaments. As soon as they finished uploading, Tilly yelled, "The alarm clock upstairs just went off. Mother's getting up. Everyone back to your hooks." Everyone climbed back on their hooks and stood still. Question Mark was so hungry because he hadn't eaten in a while, so before the mother came down, he stuffed some food in his mouth and laid still in his nest. He also thanked Dizzy, Ziggy, and Cowboy Bob for getting him his food. "No problem," they whispered. "Thank you too, Snowflake, for everything," said Question Mark. "My pleasure," she said. "You're a great bird. I'm glad I met you." The following week went well. Christmas was coming. The ornaments were getting excited. The night before Christmas was exciting because the next day they got to watch the family open gifts under the tree and become so happy. "Snowflake, what happens when Christmas is over?" said Mark. "Well," Snowflake said, "the rest of the ornaments and I get packed up and put in the attic until Christmas." "Well, what will happen to me?" he asked. "Well, we aren't sure yet, but don't worry though, we're thinking of something," said Snowflake. That morning, all the ornaments watched the joyous faces of the children when they opened their presents. Question Mark felt so warm inside, filled with the magic of Christmas that Snowflake had talked about. New Year's rolled around the corner, and the next day the tree was coming down. Snowflake and Question Mark went up to see Tilly to ask her advice on what to do about Question Mark. "Well, I was thinking about this earlier and figured he can't pack away with us or he'll die," said Tilly. "Oh, I don't want to leave you guys," said Question Mark. "I know," said Tilly, "but I was thinking that now that your wing is better, you could take your nest and fly to a nearby tree on the farm. Then, next Christmas, fly back into our Christmas tree." "Wow, that'd be great," said Mark. That night, they said goodbye to all the ornaments and thanked them for sharing the magic with him. They were all such good friends, and he thanked Snowflake and gave her a hug. He did the same to the bears, Santa, and Tilly. The next day, the children went back to school, and Mother and Father packed up all the ornaments. As Snowflake was being packed away, She smiled and winked a question mark, as if saying goodbye. All the ornaments smiled at him also. Then Father dragged the tree out onto the porch. He shut the door, and question mark flew deep into the woods where all the pines grew. He made a nest in a new tree and settled into his new home. He would keep an eye out for the family next winter. He loved Christmas and couldn't wait until the next year. He would never tell a soul about the Christmas magic or about his experience with all his ornament friends. It was their little secret. The end.